I wanted to share something with you which flowed on from last night, because I did a little bit of research, right? And for people who were here and people who heard it, you'll understand that Professor Dutta was talking about this Jai Shri Ram thing that Seymour was saying. And one of the things that we were kind of putting out there was this idea that even him just saying that, someone comes up to you and says, can you say these words in a foreign language? Because what it means is Happy New Year. So even if you get fooled into saying something that you're not quite aware of the context of what you're saying, and for those who weren't with us, the context is it's seen as a threat by Indian Muslims, and it's being used daily at the moment as a chant for violent attacks. Literally violent attacks happening today, where that's the chant they're using to maybe embolden themselves, to show their wares as to what they're about. Now, all I did today was I Googled David Seymour and Jai Shri Ram. And if you've been watching my tweets, and you'll notice that I'm spelling it differently, that's because it seems to be spelled differently. And evidence that the far right groups are just so excited that he said the words, not even saying that he supports them, but just that he said the words, can be seen if you Google that chant, Jai Shri Ram and David Seymour's name. And what you get is a huge number of news support that are literally saying, says Jai Shri Ram, says Jai Shri Ram, says. It's not even down here it says New Zealand minister chants Jai Shri Ram. It's literally done what we talked about last night, that some of the groups that are placed on the far right in India are using just the fact that he said it, right? It says, he says. It doesn't say he supports or he understands. It just says he said it. They're using that as a massive win. And because of that, I still firmly believe that Mr. Seymour needs to come out and make some kind of statement. I'll say this one more time, and I know that this is a controversial thing to say. From the river to the sea, right? Now, there are some people watching who will think that means genocide of the Jews. There are other people watching who think that means that's the Palestinians' heart for freedom, right? But what we can all agree on is it's a future. It's something that may or may not happen in the future. It's not happening now. It's something that may or may not happen because the Palestinians use it as a cry for freedom. They're not getting that now. The Jewish community or the Israeli community see it as a threat of genocide, and that's not happening. So it's something for the future that may or may not happen. I think whatever side of that conversation's on, you can agree with that. The thing with Jai Shri Ram is it is happening now, and it is being used now for violent acts and as intimidation and as threats right now. So it is a chant that is a proponent of violence today, whereas From the River to the Sea is about this hypothetical future that may or may not happen. So in some ways, to me, and this is the bit that may annoy some people, I think that it's actually more offensive and more serious to use this saying than it is From the River to the Sea, because this is something that is actually tangible and is happening today. It is tied to violence today versus something that is a proposed hypothetical future that may or may not happen. And that's just another reason why, if Mr. Seymour is being used as a useful idiot, or as Chewie said last night, a useless idiot, he still needs to actually address it. Because as I've just shown you, and I'll show it to you again, even though I've just seen it, the far right in India are just, they are barred up just for the fact that a New Zealand minister has said those words. Right there, it says, New Zealand minister says. I just wanted to share that with you tonight, Joe. If you want to pick up on any of that, you're more than welcome, or we can move on.
It's just the absolute cluelessness of Seymour to wander into this. And again, it comes down to the fact that did he know? Does he know now?
Well, he should know now.
Or he should do, right? Or, as you said, like there'd be enough feedback coming into him now to go, dude, do you know what this was about? Yeah. Do you know what organization you were dealing with? This isn't just the Hindu community; it is a sect of the Hindu community.
Someone said on my Twitter feed, Hindus aren't fart, right? And then, because I don't want to be offend anyone with my pronunciation, it's actually a group called Hindu Twa or something like that, Hindu Twa, who are the specific sect. Just like not all Christians are conservative assholes. We get it. Not all Hindus are far-right fascists, but there are some Christians who are far-right fascists. There are some people within the Hindu faith who are as well, and those other people we're talking about.
It's just people, man. Like there isn't a religion out there that you can go, oh well, they've never done any bad shit. Like Buddhists, there's Buddhist extremists. Like if you think you've got God standing in your corner, or several gods standing in your corner, it justifies all sorts of shit, all sorts of fuckery. You know, let's burn down a mosque. And I think this is something that the Muslim community has been dealing with, because we have had Islamic extremists doing horrible, nasty shit. That when it's turned on them, like the people in that community just know there's no help coming for them, because a big portion of the planet is just like, oh well, turn around is fair play, I guess. And it's not. You've always got to stand up for the underdog. And just the celebration of burning down a mosque and then building your own temple on top of it is just some medieval shit.
Yeah.
And that was what Seymour happily wandered in and endorsed.
And look, I'm really genuinely perfectly okay with saying he didn't know. He didn't realize. Now, if he did, then that's just straight evil. But if he didn't know, that doesn't mean you now don't go, oh, oops, I didn't realize, and at least put it on record that you don't stand for the way this threatens the Indian Muslim community and others as well. Because as we were told last night, this is a call from a group who want to turn India into a theocracy. And much like in the Christian faith, a lot of Hindus who don't adhere to the same doctrine that this group do are being told by this group, well, you're not Hindu. You know, like you hear all those people who are like liberal Christian people, like, you're not a Christian. That's not what they believe. So actually it's not just about Muslims. There are other groups as well who are also going to suffer the violence associated with this chant as well, which is what it is.